bit about me and my background and how I came to start this channel and why I think this channel is going to be of use for people in a different way than a lot of the great channels out there. I've been really inspired by Gone with the Winds, Sailing Le Vagabond, the O'Kellys, Sailing Doodles. There's lots of great channels out there. Nautistyles, I think you guys are doing a great job. I really enjoy that content. However, all of these people have something in common that I don't share, and that is that they are liveaboards or extremely dedicated to being able to give full time to being on the water. They, Nautistyles, they're liveaboards. They're not necessarily always out sailing the world like Sailing Le Vagabond, for instance. However, I'm not in a position to do that. The reasons I can't just take off right now and go sail the world are I have a lot of responsibilities at my job. I have an 11 and a 14-year-old. They're going to stay in school. They're going to have a relatively normal high school life. And it's not really my place to fully impact that. And if I were to go sail around the world, I can't support my family and sail around the world reasonably. Annie and I had looked into some options, moving to the coast and getting a monohull. And last year we spent a lot of time at the Annapolis Boat Show kind of monohull shopping. We loved the cats, but you can't really have a cat in a marina on the East Coast very easily. So we met Brian Winter last year, and he was fantastic. He set us up on a day sail after the show. We sailed up to basically Wilmington through the CD Canal, which was fun from Annapolis. But I thought the Beneteau wasn't what I wanted. The Beneteau we took out was a Beneteau 51. It was a great boat, beautiful saloon, beautiful cockpit, very well appointed, but didn't sail very well, in my opinion. The roller furling main and the short mast left it underpowered. We were in 18 knots of wind and we didn't see above 7 knots. And that was with an experienced captain on board and myself. Just didn't see it. And the shoal keel, all of the performance elements just kind of were stripped on that boat, and it was basically like a motor sailor. And the engine noise in a monohull when you're running the engine all the time is unpleasant. It's right below your feet. There's no way to get around it. With catamarans, that's not so much of a thing. So Annie and I decided that we wanted to look at catamarans more. So over the last year, we spent around $20,000 chartering catamarans, off-season, kind of shoulder season charters, but nobody wanted to go. We weren't able to get our friends to even come, even when we offered them free cabins, because a lot of times we were booking these at last minute deals to save money and to make sure that we could get what we wanted out of I'm checking the timer, by the way, because I already shot this once, but it turned out that I wasn't recording. I'm not wearing my glasses right now, just so I don't have all that glare and reflection. So I made a big mistake. Let's put it that way. New at this and spent a lot of time recorded about 10 minutes of not recording before my phone shut off. And I'm like, why did this shut off in the middle of the video? And then I realized I wasn't recording. So anyway, Annie and I chartered a Nauticat 47, a Nautatech 47 or 46, Nautatech 46 out of Marsh Harbor. We originally chartered it and paid for it and didn't get to use it thanks to coronavirus. And insurance was not very generous in paying us back, even though we bought trip insurance. We're still fighting that one. And then we went back 2 weeks later, took the exact same boat out and had a horrible experience with Dream Yacht. And I would not recommend Dream Yacht to anybody at this point based on the treatment we got both before, during, and after. The boat wasn't there when we showed up. They refused to compensate us for the day of a missed charter that we paid, where we just stayed waiting for it. And the second day, it still wasn't ready to go until about 2 in the afternoon. The cleaning crew didn't show up till 11. And so I would give them a really poor rating in terms of experience. However, while we were on the pier so long, we met the guys from Navigare, and they were super nice, very professional, and everybody who was coming and going with them in the 36 hours we sat in Marsh Harbor was well treated and got on their boat and got out in a reasonable amount of time. So I thought they were a great company. So months later, Annie and I realized we're not going to be liveaboards anytime soon. We might someday, and that'll be great. But in the meantime, maybe we should buy a charter boat. We decided that we didn't want to throw $30,000 a year away. And then when I met a great guy, Joaquin Luna, who is the sales for Navigare, when I called him, I was shocked because he explained some tax benefits in charter ownership that I was unaware of. The ability to depreciate boats up front through bonus depreciation if you're an active charter management, which we certainly are. So at that time, he said, I was looking at a Lagoon 52 at the time, and we thought that might be a nice boat to eventually move aboard in 7 years when it finished its charter life. But he explained to me that when you bought a charter boat, it was about an 18-month lead time. And so you had to put your deposit down, your 20% down, and wait 18 months. He had just sold the last Lagoon 500 in the Navigare series at that point. And I said, why did somebody buy a Lagoon 500 the day the new Lagoons were announced? And he said it's for the tax benefits. And then he explained bonus depreciation to me and how it worked. And I thought it was fantastic. So bonus depreciation, as I understand it, and I'm not a tax professional, and I sure hope all this works out, but my understanding about bonus depreciation is you can, if you're doing active work in a business, you can use that active income from other sources as well, and you can depreciate the acquisition of business equipment, a yacht, against your other income, in my case, my salary. I was stunned because all of a sudden this made it incredibly financially attractive. Now, I have to also tell you, if you sell the thing, you have to pay whatever percentage back you make on it. You have to pay full income tax on that. So it's not scot-free. But if you're going to be engaged in various types of business activities with this for an extremely long time, or you're going to roll it into a new asset, it sounds like a great option. So that's what made it super attractive and a let's do this now type thing. And apparently bonus depreciation may be going away. This may be the last year of the 100%. We didn't think we'd get a boat this year. We didn't think it was going to be possible because of COVID and the various backlogs and challenges with supply chain. Then the financial crisis happened, and I've already heard of 3 Lagoon 46s falling out at the last minute from challenges that people had who put deposits down 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, who all of a sudden are in a very different financial position, I guess, and that's sad. But we were able to take advantage of that and buy Bella. So Bella Giornata, for people who aren't fluent in Italian, means beautiful day. Now, a little bit about me. I'm a psychiatrist, and I spend a lot of my day dealing with people who are really in crisis. So I've spent the last 25 years with people a lot of times on the worst day of their life. I love my job, I love what I do, but I thought for this next chapter, wouldn't it be great to be with people on the best day of their life? And Annie and I batted around the idea of naming the boat Best Day Ever, but you're on it for more than one day. So I thought just Beautiful Day was a nice kind of pretty name. We have an Isabel who's our dog, and she's Bella. And we also have another Isabel, who's Izzy. They came from Annie and I are a blended dog family, and we have 3.5 dogs between us. So Izzy and Bella. So now we have a third Bella in the family, and hopefully for a long time as well. So that's how the name came about. The boat is fantastically equipped. It's exactly how I would have equipped it. Might have gone with the swim platform, but that would have been out of naivete. If I decide to add a swim platform, the aftermarket swim platforms are way higher rated in terms of weight capacity, and they're much better built, and they're the exact same price. So I would recommend that. I also looked a lot. Ours comes with the Lagoon Bimini. There is a great Bimini made by a Swiss company, and I'll put links in the video. However, this one was already equipped with that. The advantage to the Swiss Bimini, it's the same price, but it comes with about 1,400 watts of additional solar, which is huge for the same price. And it's very well designed, and it's attractive, just like the Lagoon one. There's no difference, and they have the same sides for it as the Lagoon. You can't tell the difference. It just is a little bit different in terms of the light it lets in into the back. So that's some of the stuff. So Bella has everything I wanted. After 8 days sailing around Abaco and Eleuthera, I can tell you that I would have loved some forward-looking sonar, and this boat came with the forward scan, the B&G Zeus 3 with forward scan, and the Halo 20 Plus radar, which also most charter yachts don't have radar. And I think this is really bad. I love radar. We just sailed from Marina del Rey to Catalina last week, actually 2 weeks ago, and a marine layer came in. Happens all the time in summer, and you could see a 1/4 mile, and it's a fairly well-traveled area. There's lots of commercial ships, things of that nature. And instead of being super anxious between AIS and radar, it was a relaxing trip. I just watched what was going on, tracked vessels. You could see everything, adjust your course, and also it's a great backup navigational aid. So I think radar on a yacht of that size and value is essential, and I don't understand people who are like, well, it's mainly day sailors, you just don't know what visibility is going to be. Radar lets you see vessels, radar lets you track weather. Annie and I, when we were down in Abaco coming out of the North Channel, a big squall was coming in, and there was actually a sea spout, which my first time seeing a sea spout while on a boat, and I've read about sea spouts just decimating decks of boats, and I couldn't tell which way that squall was going because it was really heavy seas. We were in about 6 to 8 to 8 to 10 foot seas with occasional 12 foot, and it was difficult to really track that at first. And if I'd had radar, within 2 minutes I would have been able to find out that particular squall posed no risk to us. As it was, it never came across the boat. It was fine. We probably never got closer than maybe 8 miles to it. But, it really would have influenced my decision making if I'd known where it was going more quickly and was able to vector it. When you're out in the open ocean, you don't have, the ability to download quick radar maps from NOAA or wherever else that you're going to download them from. And so you really have to rely on that. So our boat's equipped with the radar, it has the sonar, it has a water maker, which is also something that I consider essential, as running out of water is something that happened to us in Marina del Rey. And the boat that we chartered there, they had actually locked their water maker controls in a locked cabinet, and to prevent guests who were chartering their boat at $1,500 a day, to prevent us from using their water maker, which I thought was incredibly selfish and actually kind of wrecked our trip. Their water gauges were broken on the tank, it turned out, and they were reading full when we were empty. And we left the base. They told us they'd watered the boat, and they hadn't, and it really had a serious impact. I had 5 women on board and me. So I had my wife, my 2 daughters, my sister-in-law, and her friend. And so women like to take showers, turns out. And so we were on this really luxurious Lagoon 450 with an owner's cabin and no water in both tanks. So that was a big fail. Not a fan. Wouldn't do that again. So I decided to do a vlog channel on owning a charter vessel and kind of the pluses and minuses of that for those of us who can't just sail away into the sunset on a great Outremer or an H&H or HH, sorry, HH loaded up with every possible toy imaginable, or a gunboat or something like that. For that group of us, and for people who want to learn about Lagoon 46s or want to understand the BVIs or want to understand kind of longer passages too. I really enjoy passage making. I love the logistics of it. I love the challenges. I love the uncertainty of, are you actually going to end up going that way? So that's what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be the beautiful places we visit. It's going to be how to charter a boat successfully, and also how to run a charter business, hopefully successfully. Annie has an MBA. I've run some companies before, so we have some experience, but we're both brand new to owning and running a charter business. So that's going to be a huge change for us. I'm excited to go on the journey with you guys, and this is just the beginning. So thanks for tuning in. I'm trying to keep this short so we have material for the future episodes, but I really appreciate any comments, any ideas, any questions. We're going to be very active in responding to people. Talk to you soon.
And that's on you. Sweet tea and pie, only one. This is heaven.